Welcome, everyone.
Leo, have you ever been talking in English and suddenly silence?
Oh, yes, the dreaded mental freeze.
Exactly. That moment where you have the perfect sentence in your head, in your native language,
And then you try to move it across that tiny, slow bridge into English.
and the person you are talking to is just waiting.
It feels like 100 years passed.
Right? Today we are tackling that exact problem.
We are going to teach you how to jump straight across that bridge.
We're talking about thinking directly in English.
It's the secret key to fluency, honestly.
Before we dive in, let's do our quick intro.
I'm Leo.
And I'm Mia.
And this is the English Blend, where we mix up practical English advice with fun conversation.
We keep it real. We want your learning process to sound and feel natural.
Exactly. So grab your coffee and let's get started.
Today's topic is super important for anyone trying to move past the intermediate level.
It is, because if you are always translating, you are always working twice as hard.
It's like running a race while carrying a heavy backpack.
That's a great analogy. The backpack is your native language, slowing you down.
We want you to drop the backpack.
Drop the translating habit.
So, Leo, let's define this habit first.
When we talk about thinking in your head, we mean the three-step process most beginners use.
Walk us through it.
Step 1. I have a thought like, I feel tired, but in my native language.
Okay.
Step 2. I internally translate that sentence word for word into English.
Which often results in a weird, grammatically incorrect sentence.
Precisely, because you are applying your native language structure.
And step 3 is finally speaking the translated sentence out loud.
The goal of thinking directly is eliminating step 1 and step 2 entirely.
We want to go straight from the thought to the English output.
So why does this translation habit cause the mental freeze you talked about?
It's all about cognitive load. That's a fancy term, but it just means how much your brain is juggling at one time.
Imagine your brain is a computer. If you have too many tabs open, it slows down.
If you are running 2 language programs at once, it's going to crash sometimes.
Right. When you translate, your brain is doing 4 things simultaneously.
4 things? Tell me more.
It's thinking the idea, finding the translation, checking the English grammar rules, and then trying to pronounce it correctly.
Wow, that sounds exhausting just saying it.
It is, and that exhaustion leads to those hesitations, those uhs and ums in the middle of a sentence.
And the listeners often mistake that hesitation for lack of vocabulary.
But usually it's not vocabulary. You know the word.
You know the word table, but because you had to translate it from the word in your language, there was a delay.
And the speed of natural conversation doesn't wait for your internal translator.
Exactly. Native speakers talk fast, and we use contractions and slang.
If you have to translate every single thought, you can never keep up.
This is why people say, I can read English perfectly, but I can't speak fast.
The reading process allows time for translation. Speaking doesn't.
It's a different part of the brain entirely, you know?
I had a huge problem with this when I was learning Spanish.
Oh, tell us your relatable story.
Sure. I remember ordering food once, years ago in Madrid.
The classic high-pressure speaking situation.
Totally high pressure. I wanted to say, can I please have the check?
A simple request.
But in my head, I kept thinking, how do I translate check? Then I thought, wait, the word order is different in Spanish.
So you were translating and then reorganizing the grammar.
Yes, and by the time I finally mumbled something, the waiter had already walked away.
Oh no. That is the translation trap in action.
It's frustrating because you feel like you failed, but you really just ran out of processing time.
The goal is to associate the concept of the bill directly with the English word check or bill.
Bypassing that native language middleman entirely.
Let's talk about how we achieve that magical bypass, Leo.
This sounds difficult, but it's actually a muscle you can train.
You just need to trick your brain into accepting English as the default thinking language.
It starts small. You won't wake up tomorrow and think in perfect philosophical English.
That would be a nice surprise, though.
It would, but we start with very basic, simple connections.
This is where immersion comes in, but not just external immersion, like watching movies. We mean internal immersion.
We need to define internal monologue for the listeners.
The internal monologue is that silent voice in your head that narrates your life.
It's the voice that says, "Oh, I need milk," or "This meeting is taking too long."
Most of us run that monologue in our native language 24/7.
We need to hijack that voice and make it speak English.
It sounds crazy, but it's the fastest way to stop translating.
When you try this, at first, your internal monologue will feel slow and childlike.
It might just be simple words. Car, red, fast.
I, hungry, coffee, good.
But that's okay. Simple thoughts in English are infinitely better than complex translated thoughts.
You are training the pathway. You are proving to your brain that English is acceptable for simple daily thinking.
We also need to mention the connection between language and emotion.
That's a deep one, Mia.
When you learn English, you learn the vocabulary, but you don't necessarily learn the feeling behind the words.
For example, the feeling of frustration or relief.
If you only ever process your real feelings in your native language, English remains purely academic.
You need to assign the English word, like, "I'm thrilled," directly to the sensation of being happy, not to the translated word for happy.
This is crucial. Start expressing simple emotions in English immediately.
If you feel tired, think, "I'm exhausted." Don't translate your native word for exhausted.
When you get comfortable with that, your spontaneous reactions in conversation will naturally be in English.
Because you've already pre-programmed the emotional response.
Let's slip in a fun fact here, Leo.
Ooh, I love a good language fun fact. Lay it on me.
Did you know that some linguists believe that when multilingual people dream, the language they dream in often relates to the emotional context of the dream?
Really? So if the dream is about childhood, they might use their mother tongue?
Exactly. And if the dream is about work or a project they only use English for, they often dream in English.
That shows how language is fundamentally tied to context and emotion, not just grammar rules.
It proves that if you train English to handle your daily context and emotions, it will become the default setting.
We are literally trying to rewrite your brain's operating system.
A friendly, stress-free update.
Now let's get into the actionable part. We have 5 fantastic practical tips to stop translating.
These are techniques you can start using today, literally the minute this podcast ends. Our first tip is something we call the labeling game.
This is extremely simple, but so effective for concrete nouns.
Walk around your house or office. Point at objects.
And instead of thinking of the object in your native language, you immediately say or think the English word.
Concept, English word. Stop inserting the native language in between.
Example, you look at the coffee maker. Don't think the native word for it, just think coffee maker.
If you don't know the word, this is your immediate homework. Look it up right then.
If you look at the floor, you don't just think floor, you might think the floor is wooden or I should sweep the floor.
You are building tiny, quick English sentences around the context.
Start with 10 minutes a day. Just label everything you see.
The fridge, the chair, the light switch, the remote.
Do this for a week, and those basic household items will be locked into English, guaranteed.
You've created a new, direct mental pathway.
Tip 2, the running commentary, internal monologue practice.
Tip number 2 is about fully activating that internal monologue we discussed, the running commentary.
This means constantly narrating your simple actions in English.
When you are doing routine things, describe them silently to yourself in English.
Like when you are washing dishes. I am washing this plate now. It is dirty. I need more soap. This water is warm.
It feels strange at first, like you are talking to yourself.
You are, but it's silent talking, and nobody knows.
This practice forces you to use action verbs and present tense structures naturally.
You are using real-life grammar instantly instead of memorizing verb tables.
If you are walking to the store, I am walking fast. The sky is blue. I hope they have the bread I like.
Keep it simple. Don't try to describe complex political theory. Stick to the immediate world around you.
This is key. Consistency over complexity.
Right. 30 minutes of simple commentary is better than 5 minutes of trying to form a perfect advanced essay.
It's about volume, not depth, in the beginning.
It trains your brain to accept English as the language of the present moment.
Tip 3. The emotion rule. English for feelings.
Our third tip focuses on that emotional connection again, the emotion rule.
This means prioritizing English for instantaneous emotional responses.
You stubbed your toe. Instead of the usual native language curse word, think, ouch, that hurts, or I'm so annoyed right now.
You see a cute dog. Ah, that dog is adorable.
You finish a tough task. Whew, I'm so relieved it's done.
Why is this so important, Leo?
Because emotional language is the most spontaneous kind of language. It happens before you have time to think.
If you train your brain to react spontaneously in English, it will start to bypass the translation reflex altogether.
It makes English feel real, organic, and connected to your inner experience.
And when you're in a real conversation, those spontaneous interjections, the really or no way or that's amazing, will come out instantly, increasing your fluency.
This tip takes a little courage, especially when you're annoyed.
But remember, you're just thinking it. It's an internal commitment.
Tip 4, contextual vocabulary. No definitions.
Tip number 4 is changing how you learn new words. Contextual vocabulary.
When you learn a new English word, what do most learners do first?
They look it up and write down the translation in their native language.
That action creates a permanent bridge back to your native language. You're forcing yourself to translate forever.
The translation is now permanently linked to the new English word.
We want you to stop that habit. When you find a new English word, look up the definition in English.
Use an English dictionary. And even better, find 2 or 3 example sentences using the word.
You're learning the word in its natural habitat, its context.
You're connecting the new word directly to other English words and concepts you already know.
For example, if you learn the word resilient, don't just translate it. Find sentences. She is very resilient and always bounces back.
Now you connect resilient to bounces back, strong, and never gives up. All English concepts.
You've taught your brain to understand the word based on English connections, not native translations.
This is harder, but the payoff is massive for reducing mental translation.
Tip 5, the 5-minute controlled immersion.
Our final tip is a daily structural practice, the 5-minute controlled immersion.
We know that being 100% immersed all day is impossible for most people.
So, schedule a small block of time where you commit to 100% English input and output internally.
Set a timer for 5 minutes. During that 5 minutes, absolutely no native language allowed in your head.
Watch a short English clip, read a headline, or just look at photos on Instagram. But every single thought about those things must be processed in English.
If you think, that picture is beautiful, and you realized you translated the thought first, immediately reset and rephrase it directly in English.
This is intensive training. It's challenging, but it forces instant thinking.
Start with 5 minutes. Maybe next week, try 7 minutes.
The key is the commitment to zero translation during that short, designated window.
You are simulating total fluency conditions for a manageable length of time.
It's like interval training for your language brain. Okay, let's wrap up this educational section with a few useful phrases and idioms. These are phrases you can use to describe the process we just talked about.
First one, to switch gears.
This means changing your focus or changing the way you approach a task.
It's often used metaphorically for mental changes.
Example, I usually translate everything, but now I'm learning to switch gears and think directly in English.
It perfectly describes that moment when you move from translation mode to thinking mode.
It implies effort and a conscious decision.
Phrase number 2, a light bulb moment.
This is one of my favorites. It means a sudden understanding or realization.
It's when something clicks in your head.
We often draw a little picture of a light bulb turning on over someone's head, you know?
Example, I realized I had stopped translating. It was a complete light bulb moment.
That's the exact feeling you get when you achieve fluency in direct thinking. It's that magical moment when the process suddenly feels easy.
And our third phrase, which is great for discussing progress, getting the hang of it.
This means becoming proficient or skilled at something through practice, even if it was difficult at first.
You aren't perfect, but you understand the basic mechanics and you're improving steadily.
Example, thinking in English was hard last week, but I'm getting the hang of it now.
It's a very humble, common way to talk about learning progress. We love that phrase.
It acknowledges the struggle while celebrating the progress.
Exactly. And remember, the process of stopping translation is definitely a matter of getting the hang of it over time.
Wow, Leo, that was a deep dive into the brain.
It was. But the main takeaway is simple. Fluency is not about speed. It's about eliminating unnecessary steps.
When you stop the mental translation, you save valuable time and reduce stress.
We gave you 5 key steps: labeling, the running commentary, the emotion rule, contextual vocabulary, and the 5-minute immersion.
If you start just one of these techniques today, maybe just labeling 10 objects, you will start seeing a difference immediately.
It's challenging at first. Your brain will want to revert to the old habit.
But you just have to remind yourself, I am trying to switch gears now.
And remember that everyone who speaks English fluently went through this shift.
It takes time, it takes dedication, but the results are absolutely worth it.
So try to run that internal monologue today. Let us know how it goes in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube.
We love hearing your progress stories. Hearing about your little light bulb moments keeps us going.
That's right. Keep practicing daily, even if it's just for 5 minutes.
Consistency is truly the secret ingredient in the English blend.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode.
Next week, we're going to be talking about decoding slang when native speakers talk too fast.
We'll teach you some common contractions and why English speakers sometimes sound like they are swallowing half their words.
It's going to be a fun, fast-paced episode.
Perfect. That was a great talk.
Yes. See you in the next episode of The English Blend.
Bye, everyone.
Happy practicing!